In the grand theater of modern politics, where reality often seems scripted, media giants are frequently cast in the role of puppeteers, with the public as their unwitting marionettes. The tale is as old as time, or at least as old as televisions and newspapers, but the plot thickens when these puppeteers start pulling strings in the political arena. When Donald Trump sauntered onto the political stage, media coverage transformed into a relentless spectacle, one that many argue was choreographed by a few influential players behind the scenes. Imagine a world where every headline, every news alert, and every trending topic is not merely a reflection of the world's happenings, but a carefully crafted narrative designed to steer public opinion. This isn't a dystopian novel, it's a reality where media moguls hold the reins. Enter BlackRock and Vanguard, two titanic investment firms whose tentacles are suspected of stretching deep into the media companies. These firms are not just spectators in the Colosseum of media, but are believed to be the emperors giving the thumbs up or down, influencing how figures like Trump are portrayed. The relationship between media giants and political narratives is not just about partisan bias, it's about control. Control over what you see, hear, and ultimately, what you think. As we peel back the layers of media influence on politics, we uncover not just a story of bias, but a saga of orchestrated reality, where media giants play the role of both kingmaker and executioner. The stage is set, the audience is captivated, and the puppeteers are ready for the show. This introduction is not to vilify the media or investment giants per se, but to set the stage for a nuanced exploration of their impact on public discourse and democracy. It's a complex web of influence, money, and power, woven intricately into the fabric of modern democracy. As we venture deeper, keep an open mind, for the world of media and politics is seldom black and white, but often various shades of gray. Delving deeper into the narrative, BlackRock and Vanguard are not merely bystanders in the financial world, they are behemoths whose investment decisions can sway economies. But their influence doesn't end at Wall Street. These giants are among the largest shareholders in major media companies, which raises questions about the impartiality of these media outlets when it comes to news coverage, especially political. The intertwining of media control and big money doesn't just raise eyebrows, it raises serious concerns about the integrity of the information being disseminated. Imagine turning on your favorite news channel or scrolling through a news app. The stories you are consuming may not just be the result of journalistic endeavor, but could also be subtly shaped by the interests of these financial juggernauts. This isn't to say that every story is a puppet show, but the potential for conflict of interest is undeniable. When the same entities that own your news source also have stakes in various global industries, the line between news and narrative control blurs. The power to influence is often the power to control, and in the context of media, this power shapes public perception. The narrative around political figures, especially polarizing ones like Donald Trump, can be swayed significantly by how media outlets choose to portray them. This portrayal can be the difference between a politician seen as a savior or a pariah. Here, the role of BlackRock and Vanguard is crucial, as their investments in media could influence these portrayals, intentionally or otherwise. In a democratic society, the free press is the watchdog of the public interest, serving to inform and educate the populace. However, when the press is tethered by financial superpowers, the purity of this mission is jeopardized. The implications are profound. If the media's portrayal of politics is skewed, then the very foundation of democratic decision-making, namely an informed electorate, is under threat. The stakes are high, and the players are powerful. As we peel back the layers of media influence, the picture that emerges is both complex and concerning. During Trump's presidency, the media was a battleground of narratives, with every outlet painting a different picture of the same man. Some portrayed him as the herald of economic rejuvenation, others as a herald of chaos. Yet, these portrayals often seemed more reflective of corporate agendas than objective realities. For instance, during the 2016 election cycle and his subsequent presidency, certain media outlets amplified his every tweet and tirade, fueling a perpetual cycle of controversy and coverage. This relentless spotlight sometimes obscured more pressing national issues. Take, for example, Trump's immigration policies. While some networks focused on the potential security benefits, others highlighted the human rights concerns, creating a dichotomy in public opinion that seemed as much about media influence as about the policies themselves. This division was not merely a matter of different journalistic perspectives, but suggested a deeper orchestration of public sentiment, potentially guided by the invisible hands of major stakeholders like BlackRock and Vanguard. Furthermore, Trump's economic policies, particularly his tax reforms, received varied coverage. Outlets with conservative leanings hailed these as necessary boosts to the economy, while more liberal media criticized them as favors to the wealthy, exacerbating income inequality. This polarized media landscape did not just reflect divided public opinion, but also actively shaped it, serving the interests of invisible corporate giants who stand to gain from certain policies. The climax of media influence during Trump's term was perhaps the coverage of the COVID-19 pandemic. His administration's handling of the crisis, including his public statements and policies, was broadcast and dissected across every platform. The coverage was so pervasive and polarized that it often felt like watching two different realities depending on the channel. This phenomenon highlighted not just media bias, but the power of media giants to shape public perception to an unprecedented extent. As we draw the curtains on this exploration, it becomes clear that the media's role in democracy is double-edged. On one hand, it serves as a vital conduit for information, playing a crucial role in educating the public and holding powers accountable. On the other, when media giants are puppeteered by the likes of BlackRock and Vanguard, the integrity of this role is compromised. The potential for these media empires to manipulate public opinion is not just a threat to the objective reporting but to the very essence of democracy itself. Reflecting on the Trump era, it's evident that media influence goes beyond simple reportage. It shapes how leaders are viewed, policies are interpreted, and elections are swayed. This influence, when wielded without checks and balances, can distort the democratic process, turning it into a spectacle where the highest bidder holds the strings. It's a scenario that calls for a reevaluation of media ownership and influence, ensuring that the guardians of democracy do not become its undertakers. Moreover, this manipulation of public opinion is not limited to political coverage. It extends to how issues are framed, which issues are highlighted, and how the public interprets and reacts to different events. The concern is not just about biased coverage, it's about how this coverage can alter the very fabric of public discourse, potentially leading to a society where people are not just uninformed, but misinformed. In conclusion, while the media remains an indispensable part of democratic society, its entanglement with financial giants like BlackRock and Vanguard poses significant challenges. To preserve the sanctity of the Fourth Estate, there is a pressing need for greater transparency and diversity in media ownership. Only then can the media truly fulfill its role as the democratic watchdog, ensuring that the public is informed, engaged, and free from the puppeteering of hidden oligarchs.